Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of ApplyBoard live sessions. My name is Ismail Farag, Partner Relations Manager here at ApplyBoard. And our guest today comes from one of Australia's famous university, a university that has the biggest footprint in Australia. I'd like to welcome Carolina Lorenzo from the Central Queensland University.
Hi, Ismael. Thank you so much
Hi,
for the
Carolina.
invitation. Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Likewise, it's good to have you with us, Carolina. Can you please tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Carolina. I'm based in Sydney. So, I'm CQU's International Recruitment and Sales Consultant. And then thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you and your beloved ones are safe wherever you are in the world today.
That's great. So I think let's start by the traditional question. Can you tell us a little bit about the university, Central Queensland Uni?
Sure. So just to give you a little bit of background about CQ University. So as Ismail mentioned, CQ University is the university in Australia with the biggest footprint. So that means that we have the many locations around Australia. So we have more than 20 campuses around Australia, where 13 are available for international students. So at CQ University, we have more than 14 different study areas. We offer from early courses English up all the way to research programs. So CQ has more than 36,000 students, where 10,000 are international students. We invest a lot in scholarships as well. So we invest more than $24 million in scholarship every year. We have more than 350 partners around the world, and we are always trying to expand even more. So this is just a little bit of the background about CQUs, just to give you a little bit of idea who we are.
Yeah, interesting. 13 campuses around Australia. Indeed, it's the biggest footprint of a university.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have metropolitan locations and plenty of regional as well. So depends on what's your preference, what kind of lifestyle you want. Definitely gonna find an option at CQ University.
And can students transfer between those campuses, Carolina?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. So the answer is yes, but the students have to keep in mind that we have more than 300 programs at CQ University, but not all programs are available in all locations. So as long as the program is available in the location you're willing to transfer, yes, 100% you can. No, that shouldn't be any problems.
Oh, that's interesting. And Carolina, what are the some of the popular programs at CQ? I know you have 14 different study areas, but what are the some of the popular programs, please?
Yeah. So look, as I mentioned, we have more than 14 study areas. But if you ask me what the most popular are, I would say all the health related programs, engineering, business, accounting, and IT. So that's the areas we do very well. And usually that's where the international students are more attracted to. So yeah. And we have like undergraduate and postgraduate in these areas.
Oh, that's interesting. And Carolina, I know CQU is very student friendly and very keen on helping international students. So,
Mhm.
does CQU offer any scholarship or bursaries for international students?
Good question. Yes, we do, and I'm very glad to confirm that we extend this for the scholarship program for 2022. So, if you're willing to apply to CQU and you're an international student, we are offering 25% scholarship for the full course duration. So that apply for our vocational, bachelor, master's, MP, and in the research programs as well. As long as you meet the three requirements, you get the scholarship. And the other good point is you do not need to keep any minimum GPA requirement to keep your scholarship. Once it's granted, it's for you to keep. Yeah, so that's something that we're very happy to announce for 2022.
That's interesting. And before we go live, Carolina, you told me about the Elicos packages. So, can you please shed some lights on that?
Yes. So that's another like a very exciting initiative we have running. So at the moment, we are offering free early course English programs for the students when they package English with one of the main programs. That could be vocational, bachelor, master's, or research. As long as the package, you're going to study English for free. Okay, and that applies for the IELTS preparation, general English, and English for academic purposes. So this is a great initiative. You should take advantage of it, because in normal circumstances, 1 week of early course at CQ University would cost you around $400, and now you're offering this free of charge, with the same quality, same lectures, same structure, everything. So take advantage of this promotion, because it's very unique, and then just gonna make you prepare yourself to take your academic course at CQ University.
That's great. And Carolina, a lot of international students are first time to travel overseas, and they like to live the experience. So can you please tell us about the support that CQU offer for international students in terms of finding internships, and how does this work?
Perfect. Yeah. So I was international student myself. So I came 7 years ago to Australia as international student. And one thing that I can guarantee is having a work experience while you're studying that can change your full experience after you graduate. So that's something that we put a lot of effort at CQU, is to make our students career ready. So having said that, our programs have an internship as part of the program. So if you're willing to start with us, we're gonna place you to do your internship. You don't really have to have this stress to look for the internship. We have more than 3,000 organizations that we have partnership with. So because our internship programs have run very well, and then it's inbuilt in our programs, CQ University is rated in the top 2% university in Australia for employability rate. So that means that if you start with us, you're going to have a higher chance to get a full-time job once you graduate. Plus, the starting salary is higher than the national average. So again, we have a careers hub in CQ University. We work very hard to just give you the best work experience while you're studying. That's going to definitely change your experience after you graduate.
Interesting. I had the opportunity to visit CQU's career hub, and you are doing a great job. But Carolina, will international students be allowed to stay in Australia and work after graduation?
Look, I might not be the best person to advise, because I'm not a migration agent, but just as a general information where the students can even look in the immigration website, doing a higher education degree in Australia gives some students advantage. So they might be eligible to apply for the working visa after they graduate. But I always recommend them to even consult with ApplyBoard to give this, accurate information.
That's great. And with the borders and currently in Australia issue, so is there an option for the students to study online, then progress to face-to-face studies?
Very good question. The answer is yes. We do have many students there overseas currently studying online, and while they're waiting to the borders to open so they can travel to Australia and finalize the degree in Australia. The advantage of that is, first of all, is the flexibility. You don't need to take the full study load if you are overseas. You can just do 2 units, and you can do the 2 units while you're waiting to travel to Australia. Another benefit is once the borders open, the students that already started the program are going to have the priority to travel to Australia. So yeah, so there's plenty of benefits, and you do have many students overseas studying online at the moment.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and a lot of many times the students ask about the different intakes and how many intakes does the university have per year. So can you please tell us about the different intakes for CQU?
Sure. So CQ has 3 intakes per year: March, July, and November. March and July are compulsory intakes, and November is optional. So many students, they take the November intake to do an internship or work placement. But if you want to fast track your program, you can also enroll in the 3 times per year. That's completely up to the student. So we are flexible in that way.
That's great. And before we go live, Carolina, you were talking about that 3 of your metropolitan campuses are in 3 of the most student-friendly cities in the world, Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. This brings a very interesting question about the student support. What sort of student support services that you have for international students at CQU?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I was international student myself, so I really understand what is like, how the students feel when they just arrive in Australia. They definitely need to be very well looked after. And then not just myself, but our team in CQ, that's something that we put a lot of effort is to make the students experience the best as possible. Especially now with the COVID situation, we have like a 24 line service for the students if they need our support. We have counselors. We have plenty of additional service available for them. Our careers hub, it's also available after they graduate. So our priority in CQU is to make the students have the best experience as possible. So this reflects on our reputation as well. So if you check the Good University Guide 2021, CQU has been ranked 5-star on the student support. So usually our students, they're here, they're really happy to be here. And we also go out of our way to make them happy. And yeah, so I'm very proud of being part of the team.
Yes, indeed. It's an amazing university to work for, I assume. And Carolina, can you give us a little bit of a high-level requirement of the student application? So, what do you look for when an international student apply for CQU? Just a general look.
Yeah, perfect. So, like usually the general requirements, students need to meet academic and English interview requirements to apply for our courses. So each course has different English and academic requirements. So if you do are willing to apply to CQU, I really recommend you to contact ApplyBoard because they have a very good knowledge of our programs. As I mentioned, we have more than 300 programs at CQU, and each program has different requirements. But keep in mind that at CQU, even though if you think you don't meet the requirements, you might have different pathways for you to start your program. As I mentioned, we have the English for free. So if you do not meet the English into requirements, you might be able to do a package of the English. So yeah, please contact the ApplyBoard if you have more questions about how to apply and our into requirements.
That's interesting. And our viewers, in the comments, we will be putting a link to CQU's virtual tour for you to get a chance to have a peek view on the campus and the facilities. So, Carolina, do you have a last comment? We're coming to the end of our session. So I'll leave the floor for you if you have any last information to share with us about CQU or a comment that you want to share with our audience.
Yeah, I would just like to say in general, for you that if you are overseas planning to come to Australia, I know this is a bit of hard and challenging times, but don't let this just keep your dream alive, because coming to Australia, it's an amazing experience. I'm talk about myself as well. I've been here for 7 years, and definitely that's something life-changing. And if you have an opportunity to come to an institution like CQU, they're gonna prepare you from the beginning to the end to make you succeed in your career. That's going to be amazing experiences, unique, as I mentioned, life-changing. So myself, I'm here. ApplyBoard team is here to support you. If you want, please contact us. You can plan yourself to hopefully next year you're going to be able to travel to Australia and live the dream here, pursue your career, and have an amazing experience. And I honestly can't wait to see all the students coming here again. And again, Ismail, I'm really happy to be here today. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Carolina, it was a pleasure having you with us today at ApplyBoard Live session, and thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Dear viewers, thank you very much for being with us today. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel, click the button to get our latest updates. Thank you for being with us.